Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fit and fine. So dear students, after revision test 3.7, now let us start the discussion of the chapters which will be there in your next revision test in part 8 of revision test 3. So two poems are there, Amanda and the Animals. So first of all, we are going to discuss today this poem Amanda. First of all, we will be going through the revision notes in which we will be discussing the summary of the poem. Then we will discuss questions which have been asked in various years board examination question papers. Okay, so let us begin uh, the poem, the revision of the poem Amanda, which will be there in your next revision test. So let me show you the revision note on your screen, and in the same way the questions and their answers will also be shown on your screen. So first of all, we will be discussing extract based questions. Read the following extracts carefully and answer the questions that follow. Question number 1. Before going through the questions, let us go through the summary of the poem. Okay, so it will be much better to understand. It will be better for you to understand the questions and answer them. Okay, so first let us go through the summary. Chapter 6 or Poem 6, Amanda, by Robin Klein. Introduction. In the above poem, the poet Robin Klein says that a child should never be denied freedom. It deals with the upbringing of a small child, Amanda. It highlights the struggles faced by the child. Now, short summary of the poem. The poem Amanda is about a small child whose parents are forever nagging her about what to do and what not to do. This frequent interference makes her very unhappy. She feels that she is not free to do anything that she wants to do. She wants freedom from all restrictions. She dreams to lead a life of a mermaid in a languid emerald sea, with her being and the only inhabitant there. She feels that an orphan has more freedom than her. She also wished to lead a calm and quiet life in a tower like that of Rapunzel with nobody to disturb her. Now let us go through the questions, important questions and questions which have been asked in board examination. Let me show you on your screen. Amanda, extra questions, extract based questions. Read the following extracts carefully and answer the questions that follow. Question number 1. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit upright, Amanda. Questions. Amanda is getting instruction for what purpose? So Amanda is getting instructions as a part of her upbringing. Her conduct of manners are getting refined for future purpose. Give the synonym of hunch. So that is bend. What does the speaker of above lines instruct Amanda in the first stanza? So Amanda is getting instructed for biting her nails and sitting lazily with her shoulders bent. What is the literary device used in the third line? So literary device used in the third line is alliteration, that is repetition of S. If repetition of any consonant sound, so it is called alliteration. So you can see here in stop S, again slouching, first letter is S. So repetition of sound S. So that is why it is alliteration. Question number 2. Next stanza. There is a languid emerald sea where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid, drifting blissfully. So why are these lines given within brackets? So these lines are given within brackets because they reveal the inner thoughts of Amanda. Brackets are used for visual contrast between what Amanda is saying and what her mother is instructing. What is the role of mermaid here? Question B. Give the word from the passage which mean free flowing act of going with the motion and force. So that is drifting. Drifting means free flowing act of going with the motion. What is the role of mermaid here? So mermaid is a part of Amanda's fantasy in her own created world. As mermaid sails in a sea carelessly and effortlessly. Similarly, Amanda longs to do so in a piece where she is all by herself. Which word in the extract means opposite of sorrowful? Blissfully is opposite of sorrowful. Question number 3. Don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. Will you please look at me when I am speaking to you, Amanda? Question A. Why is Amanda not looking at the speaker? So Amanda is lost in her own thoughts and paying no attention to instructions being given to her. So that is why she is not looking at the speaker. So this question has also been asked in CBSE 2016. Find the word in the extract which means same as consume. So here eat means same as consumes. The speaker is so worried about acne. What does it show? So speaker being worried about acne shows how much importance is given to physical beauty in a household. Amanda is prepared for the unforeseen future. Natural experience such as acne is also taken care of at any cost. Which word in the extract means the same as to gaze? So to look means same as to gaze. Question number 4. I am an orphan roaming the street. I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. So, how come silence is golden? So, silence is shown golden using the poetic device metaphor. By making silence golden, the poet is estimating the worth of silence. For Amanda seeks peace and calmness, which is absent in her reality. Give the synonym of roaming, so that is wandering. What is Amanda up to in this stanza? So Amanda is again taking refuge in her imagination. Here she wishes to be an orphan, away from her nagging parents. Amanda wants to roam aimlessly in streets and draw patterns using just her bare feet. What poetic device used in this stanza? So here the poet uses metaphor such as orphan, silence is golden and freedom is sweet. You know what is a metaphor? Metaphor is a poetic device which is used to make comparison, to show comparison between two or more things without using the words of comparison. Metaphor and simile both are used to show comparison, but in simile the words like, as, so are used to show comparison, while in metaphor such words are not used. Metaphor is also called implied simile. Okay? So here silence is golden. Silence has been compared to golden. Freedom is sweet. Freedom has been compared to sweet. Question number 5. I am Rapunzel. I have not a care. Life in a tower is tranquil and rare. I'll certainly never let down my bright hair. So does Amanda live on a tower? No. Amanda stays at her place, at her home. Here she is imagining herself to be a Rapunzel who lived on a tower. So why will Amanda not let down her bright hair? So Amanda is aware about the story of Rapunzel. In the story of Rapunzel, all the mishappening and misfortunes are brought to her by letting down the hair. So Amanda also wishes to live alone and it should be and here carefree without any disturbance. Next, what is the underlying poetic device used in the stanza? So the poet uses allusion. Such poetic devices, when imagination is made, is called allusion here as the underlying poetic device. So find the word from the passage which means the same as serene. So that is tranquil. Now, question number 6. Stop that sulking at once, Amanda. You are always so moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. So, is Amanda really sulking? So, Amanda is not sulking, she just doesn't care about instructions given to her, as she is lost in the world of her own. Why does the speaker care for others? So the whole poem revolves around the aspect that how one is presented in the society. Speaker doesn't wish to be regarded as a nagging parent in the society. So Amanda is expected to put up a happy face all the time. So give the word from the passage which means same as unstable. So moody means same as unstable. What poetic device has been used in the first line of the stanza? So once again alliteration has been used in the first line as repetition of consonant sound S. Stop sulking. Okay, because they start with the same sound. Now let us go through short answer type questions which are of 2 marks. Question number 1. Write a short note on the title of the poem. So the title of the poem is Amanda, as it revolves around the upbringing of little girl named Amanda. Her life is full of struggles where she is denied freedom and expression. Amanda is so much irritated that she escapes reality by living in her imaginative world. Through this gateway, she experiences calmness away from her nagging parents. Now, question number 2. Why is Amanda getting scolded for having chocolate? Amanda is getting scolded for having chocolates as previously it had caused for her acne. Amanda's mother is very particular about such things. Amanda is made conscious about her physical appearance. It is very sad that at such a young age, Amanda is made to worry about natural experiences. Question number 3. How life on a tower would be different from life anywhere else for Amanda? So, life on a tower for Amanda would be very different from her reality. Just like Rapunzel, even she desires to live on top of a tower, away from everyday chaos. Amanda suffers due to the constant nagging from her parents. She seeks a place full of peace and serenity, where there is no one to disturb her. Hence, she wishes to live on a tower. Question number 4. It has also been asked in CBSE examination. Why does Amanda seem moody most of the time? So, Amanda seems moody most of the time because she is trying to make an escape from her story. No, not story. From her, sorry reality, sad reality, where she is nagged most of the times. It is needed a sorry state for a small child like Amanda to bear. Here, the only defense against such reality is her imagination, where she often escapes to, hence, it makes her look moody and uninterested. Question number 5. Why does Amanda wish to be a mermaid, an orphan, or Rapunzel? Amanda wishes to be a mermaid so she could drift alone by blissfully languid emerald sea. She is to be an orphan so that she is able to roam the sea and make pattern using her bare feet. Being Rapunzel means she could live carefree on a high tower. Amanda wishes to be these so that she could avoid her suffocating reality. Question number 6. How does it help Amanda to be an orphan? Amanda feels troubled around her parents, so she wishes herself to be an orphan, as then only she could live a life of her own without much hassle. Question 7. Do you consider Amanda's mother to be a nagging mother? Amanda's mother is indeed a naggy mother. She is all about instructions and finding faults. No doubt it is her responsibility to instill good values into her daughter, but not at cost of her child's happiness. One should know how to strike a balance between maintaining responsibilities and taking good care. Now, question number 8. Is Amanda at fault at all? Amanda is not at fault at all. It is too harsh for a small child to understand the concept of acne and not eating a chocolate. Love of parents is missing from Amanda's life. It is with pity that we look towards Amanda. There is nothing worse for a child who wishes to be an orphan. Amanda just seeks freedom from the overpowering environment around her. Now, question number 9. What is the central theme of the poem Amanda? So, the poem Amanda by Robin Klein highlights the importance of upbringing of a child. It points out that upbringing doesn't involve making a child responsible and fit for the society only. It is important to note that upbringing involves understanding from both the sides. One cannot just force a child to be civilized and good mannered. Love and proper care is required in nurturing of a child. Now, long answer type questions, value based questions of uh, earlier they were asked for 4 marks, but from this year they will be asked for 5 marks. Discuss the importance of proper upbringing with reference to the poem Amanda by Robin Klein. So, upbringing plays an essential role in personality development of an adult. Whenever we wish to admire or criticize someone, we question the upbringing of that person. Robin Klein's poem Amanda highlights the tension in the proper upbringing of a child. To instill good values and moral principles in a growing child comes as a foremost duty for the parents. However, the poem Amanda shows how a child feels trapped within the cluster of introductions. Amanda is no less than a victim in this travesty. No proper space is given her for her creativity. She is instructed for everything. As a child, she feels trapped and seeks an escape. Her imagination proves to be her escape and also her defense against her nagging parents. Situation of Amanda is so worse than she wishes to be an orphan. In order to get rid of her parents, she imagines enacting various roles, varying from mermaid to Rapunzel. Amanda wishes to live alone and carefree. It is very important to understand the situation of Amanda, where her freedom is cut short by constant introduction and guidelines. Proper balance should be maintained when dealing with such delicate issues. Love and care should always be part of this two-way transaction. Now, question number 2. How does Amanda tackle the nagging nature of her parents? Explain with examples from the poem what value does it portray about Amanda. So model answer is shown here. So dear students, you need not copy and paste this answer. You should rewrite after going through the whole poem. You should rewrite all the answers in your own words. Okay, so go through the answer. If you will be going through the answer, you will be revising the chapter once again. But you must rewrite answers in your own words. Okay, So go through the answer. Now question number 3 has also been asked in CBSE examination 2016. Please go through it. State the key points in the poem Amanda. What do you learn from it? So please go through this model answer. You can pause the video and write these questions and then rewrite all the answers in your own words. You can also take the screenshot. Let me show you the whole answer. Okay. So thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.